Hello, and welcome to Modular 7, Why Must We All Become Digital Citizens by Kelly Gatewood. I made my slideshow as something that I would present to everyone at my school of an overview of this chapter. Okay, the first thing I would like to discuss is what is digital citizenship. The definition of digital citizenship is a person who develops the skills and knowledge to effectively use the internet and other digital technology, especially in order to participate responsibly in social and civic activities. This is also basically the same thing that was said by Zook and Guardian, saying that digital citizenship is somebody who is being responsible when they are using technology and how they treat other people when they're using technology. A good digital citizenship is someone that engages young students. They know how to connect with one another. They empathize with each other, and they create long-lasting relationships through digital tools. This was from Zook. A bad digital citizenship participates in cyberbullying, uses social media irresponsibly, and has a general lack of knowledge of how to safely use the internet. Things that we should know, that students should know when they are using technology and the internet, is they should know empathy, because it's impossible to hear someone's tone or their facial expressions when they're talking to you, and sometimes that you might interpret something different than what they were really meaning. You need to understand how the internet works, that it's an incredible network of interconnected servers and computers that direct web browsers requests through a network of wired and wireless connections. Understand user data, where they have to understand they are almost always being watched when they're on the internet. They need to practice digital literacy, and that's basically meaning you understand what you're reading, that not everything on the internet's true and not everything's false. Lots of times we hear that called clickbait, which is something that piques your interest and makes you want to click on it, or fake news, which is when a media outlet is severely biased or intentionally giving false information. They need to acknowledge the digital divide, which is just something that kind of surprised me, the statistics on how many people actually don't have access to technology like we're used to, and how different your life can be when you have it versus if you don't. They need to practice digital wellness, and that's from basically refraining yourself from being on it too long and what the addiction to it may cause to yourself. And you also need to learn about securing digital devices. And we can do that through our smartphones by having a lock code, or even, having your face on it to where it has to recognize your face. But it did interest me when it said, you have to be careful not to put a picture very similar to your face on the internet, or somebody could still access your phone. VPNs, which is a protective shell around your student's data as it travels through the internet. I actually heard about that before from the kids in my school. That's something I didn't know about until they brought it up. And then antivirus softwares, and that comes in many forms and many different names, but basically it just keeps your information safe from people that want to steal it. 5 key questions that students, or really anyone, should ask when posting online is: what impression are you giving? If this were someone else's post, what would you think about it? Are you saying what you wanted to say? Do you really want this information out there? Is this really important for it to be out there, that's going to be out there the rest of your life? Do you need to change something? Am I oversharing? The more you share, the more people know about you. But sometimes we don't want everybody to know everything about ourselves. What would I want someone to share, or would I want someone to share this fact or idea about me? Do you really want it out there? And does it pass the newspaper test? Which says, would I be happy to see this on the front page of the local newspaper? If you answer no to any of these questions, you should probably be thinking, should I really be posting this on the internet? Why should we teach digital citizenship? For the first reason why is information literacy. Like we talked about before, they need to know that all the information out there is not necessarily true, and what's good information and what's not good information. Because when you Google something or do any kind of search on the internet, all of a sudden you have all this information that's being given to you. It's a good way to prevent cyberbullying, which we all know working in high schools is a huge thing right now. Online safety. Are you putting too much of your essential information out there? Does it all really need to be out there? Are you safe? Are you practicing safe things? Digital responsibility, to create awareness of how to navigate the potential threats of hacking, piracy, and viruses. Are they going to websites they shouldn't be? Do they understand they shouldn't be going there? We also need to understand the health and emotional wellness in the digital world. Are they addicted to it? Are they spending too much time on there? Is it causing mental stress, eye problems, dietary issues, something like that? Is it stressing them out? How to teach good digital citizenship. According to GoGuardian, you need to define the elements of digital citizenship that you want to incorporate into your curriculum. What do you want them to know? Then you need to create your curriculum. How are you going to teach it? And then execute. Actually teach them. What are you wanting them to know about digital citizenship? I really hadn't thought that. I don't really touch this at all in my classroom, and this is probably something I need to work on. I just expect the kids to know what they're supposed to do, and they don't know what they don't know what they don't know. So if no one's taught them that that's not acceptable behavior, they don't know it. A strategy to teach digital citizenship was to remember READY. Remind the students to be mindful of the information and opinions they're making public. We need to encourage them for the E, to make them step away from their cell phones or computer screens when hanging out with friends. Offline peer relationships are just as important as online ones. Accountability. Make sure you hold them responsible. If they do something they're not supposed to do, teach them. Demonstrate and model good citizenship to promote a culture of positive online use. Are you showing them what they're supposed to do? Are you being responsible? And why? Be a culture of yes when it comes to launching digital tools. Too often, a school blocks or locks down everything to be safe. Instead of teaching them digital citizenship by tools of YouTube and stuff being safe, you're scaring them away. We need to teach them how to use these tools and how to do it safely. So READY. Remind, encourage, accountability, demonstrate, and be a culture of yes. Another strategy we can use is REAP. Respect. Respect for yourself and online. Teach the kids etiquette. How are they supposed to act online? What are they supposed to do? Access. Make them understand that not everybody has the same access to online tools as they do. And then know the laws, because you can get in trouble for posting things online you're not supposed to. E is for educating yourself and others. We don't know everything also. We need to understand, what are they supposed to know? How are they supposed to use it? And we do that through the literacy that we talked about earlier. Communication, knowing what technology is important, because technology can be a good thing when it's used right. And commerce, we use it for a lot now to pay things online and sharing information online, but we need to make sure we understand the risks about it. And P is for protecting yourself. Everyone has their rights and responsibilities. We can build trustful websites that we all know that are safe to use, and we stay away from ones that are not. Security, it's everyone's responsibility to guard their information and keep it safe. And then also health and wellness. We have to find a balance between the online world and the real world. And I feel like sometimes that's a real struggle for all of us now. Currently, digital citizenship at our school, we don't have any going on right now. We don't teach it to our kids. We don't have a set curriculum or anything like that. And I think this is something we probably need to address. We do have a lot of technology in our school. K-12, we're a one-to-one technology. Everybody has their own devices. I believe we're all at Chromebooks now. I don't think we have any iPads left, even at our lower kids. Maybe our pals' kids still have iPads, but everybody has access to technology at our school, and we probably don't teach them enough what they should be doing and how they should be using it wisely. Future plans, we probably need to address this. Write our curriculum, who needs to be teaching it, write our policy, include it in the handbook, and then we also need to train our students and our staff, because once again, you don't know what you don't know. So if we haven't taught our kids how to be safe with our technology, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing with it. Correlation to this, I thought that this related to the standards very well, because it focused on professional norms. Although most of this lesson was how to teach it to our students, it made us reflect on our actions. I realized that I'm probably not teaching this to our kids as much as we should. A lot of my class, we still do paper and pencil because I'm a math teacher, but I do expect them to be online to do some things, and so I need to make sure they know what they're doing. I thought this assignment was very relevant because technology is everywhere, and we need to understand how to use it and how to use it safely, us as adults and our students. And then the reflection, kind of what I said earlier, was we really don't have anything at our school about digital citizenship, and so we need to work on that. That probably should be something that over the next few years we figure out who's going to teach it, how are we going to teach it, and make sure that these kids know what they're supposed to be doing. The references I used, and have a good day.